Skaters all over the world, you've been waiting for it. It's back, the Global Speed Skating Network, with a special co-host. What do you get when you mix a stroop waffle with maple syrup? Teddy and Bloemen.
That's interesting. Hi, thanks for having me on the show.
I'm super stoked you wanted to join this. It's no secret, Ted and I spent a lot of time together. We're on a new team together. The team led by Bart Schouten, super cool international team in Calgary. And I think it's also fair to say we spent a good amount of hours over the last half year discussing speed skating.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's two speed skaters, you're gonna have a shared passion, and we're sharing the same distances that we trained for, so we're spending a lot of time together. And it's been good vibes. It's exciting. Start a new project and be in on it right from the startup.
Yeah, super cool. Just another reason for us to be very excited about this specific season. Today, we are gonna share a lot of those things we've been talking about, gonna dive into what's been happening all over the world of skating, and also talk a little bit about what's about to happen. Of course, leave any comments you want to in the comment section below if there's anything we should bring up in a future episode, or if you have any questions to whatever we might talk about over the next little while.
Let's talk about long track. So the first thing I've written down here is let's start right away with my speed skater of the month. Can we do that? Like right from the start? Boom.
Let's go at it.
Okay, Femke Kok.
That is mine too.
Okay, sorry to steal that away from you then, but yeah, obviously the biggest performance, a track record in Heerenveen is on the 1500, no less. A track record in Heerenveen is a bit like a world record, right? Yeah, there's been so many races in the TL, so many high-profile races, world championship where everybody's at their best. You skate a world record in Heerenveen, it's kind of like a track record.
It is a world record.
And yeah, we're seeing a sprinter take that record in the 1500 meter. That is exciting.
I can't remember last time that happened where anyone would perform that well in a race that's not even their second best race. It's her third best race is the 1500. And yeah, I mean, a 152 is, if she could have skated that anywhere, in Salt Lake at the World Cup, we would have been pretty impressed.
Really good. Yeah, like the time was a 152.69, just for context. Yeah.
Dang, that's fast. Track record. I think it's also incredible, obviously sad in a way, that we know she is not going to race it at the Dutch trials. It's impressive in another way as well to be so good at other things that you can skate a track record in TL and be like, yeah, but it's not amongst my priorities.
Yeah, I guess it must have something to do with the scheduling of the race. Yeah, we had a little bit of issues like that in Canada too. With Daniel Hall comes to mind. I want to give him a little shout out because he did a 1:44.2 in a training race leading up to our Canadian Championship, and then he had to do a 5 kilometer, a 10 kilometer, and the third day a 1500, and he did not manage to qualify for the World Cups, which is quite unfortunate. But I think Femke's wanting to avoid something like that happening for the 1000 meter, which will be after the 1500 meter. So
yeah, they do have the 1500. They're about to kick off this weekend. When you're watching this, it might be today probably. They do start with the 1500, so I do see maybe it's easier for us as distance skaters saying like, oh, 15 is a sprint, but I can imagine when you can skate a 500 meter in almost world record pace the way Femke can do it, a 1500 meter could hurt, and obviously that's going to create some fatigue. But it would have been really fun seeing her, especially in Salt Lake City and Calgary, I think, to what, like when you know how to go fast, you can use that glide.
Yeah, and yeah, it's still a little bit crazy because we're talking about it now that it's maybe not her priority distance, but you have to ask the question, like, should it be her priority distance?
Yeah, that's true.
She just skated a track record.
In Heerenveen, yeah. From a track record to a world record, more importantly, an official world record in the 3000 meter. Metode Jilic, he did skate an unofficial one in Heerenveen earlier this year. It is less it wasn't an unimpressive race, but it's less impressive to break the world record unofficially because there are very few 3K, official 3Ks. This man next to me here has also broken the world record unofficially, but he did skate in Salt Lake City 3 32 official world record. So hats off to Metode.
Yeah, just like a 3:33 has never been done. A 3:34, 3:35, I think has only been done in quartet starts.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this is truly the fastest 3K ever, and that is incredibly fast.
Yes. Yeah, watching that race, you can go find it on US Speed Skating's website. They uploaded the live streams. That is, I think, 4 or 5 37.4 laps just consecutively in a row. So that also made it more surprising that he did skate. You would think breaking that world record by such a margin would put him as the great favorite for basically every distance race this year. He did. One day from this race also skate a 5K where he skated a 6:17, which, to be fair, he is 19 years old. There might be some pacing he still has to figure out.
He's only 19?
He's 19. I mean, you can probably verify that it comes with experience to be able to pace a race, and
I'm still inconsistent. Like speed skating is very finicky, right? The technical element is so important in speed skating, and I think you see it especially with the speed skaters that are technically very strong. That will also be the speed skaters that fluctuate a lot in their performances, because it's a little bit off. Times are gone. Yeah.
There's also another world record, less popular one, but still very, very impressive. We saw the Shomu, Japanese skater Shomu, his older brother, not very old, but he has previously won a World Cup gold in the mass start. His younger brother skated a 6:22, which is the fastest ever by a junior B skater.
Is that right?
Yes. That's quick.
That is very quick. That is very young skater. And on that topic, I actually wrote some down. So, yeah, we've got a couple of really good speed skaters from the last couple of years. Metode Jilek, Davide Giotto, and Shumo Sasaki. Sorry. And,
that was the last name, yes.
All three of them have younger brothers that are up and coming right now. And we've got Philip Jilek, who improved his 3K PB by 21 seconds this season. He's a junior B1. He's like 15 or 16 years old. He's doing a 4:00 now. It's fairly impressive if you're 15, 16 year old. Yeah. Taiga Sasaki doing a 1:46 and a 6:22.
1:46? Okay, I was not aware of that one.
1:46 as well. Yeah.
That's not bad either.
Yeah, very impressive.
Wow.
And Manuel Chiodo. He's improved his PBs this fall already to a 6:17 and a 13:00. And he's only 20 years old.
Also very impressive.
Yeah.
I also think it's impressive. I mean, those alone would be very impressive, but when you compare them to where their older brothers were at the time, say both Giottos, the Jileks, started inline skating. If you look at how the younger Jilek and the younger Giotto, especially the younger Giotto, has been performing on inlines, winning European Championship titles, he's way ahead of his older brother. Same for ice. I don't think anyone out there can really remember what did the older Giotto skate when he was in his mid-20s. He was not really there yet, and now we're seeing a fresh neo-senior clocking times that 10 years ago could have won World Cups.
Yeah, who knows where that will go. Okay, I would like to talk a little bit about the IJssel Cup, which was the first Holland Cup in the Netherlands, which was also a qualification race for Dutch Championship. So there was some like a decent field in those races. And a couple things stood out to me. First, Tim Prince. He did a 1:48, which doesn't sound very impressive, but this race is in Deventer. And Deventer, it's like a semi-covered oval, so you still have some of the outside climate. And the semi-covered ovals, they tend to trap the humidity a little bit, and you get really bad ice. So like Deventer, it's very, very slow ice. So 1:48 is very impressive. Also, his gap to the next skaters was very big. And what you tend to see is on slower track like that, the more sprinty 1500 meter skaters, they get in trouble in the last lap.
The race becomes longer.
The distance speed skaters that can keep going in that last lap, and they do better at slower rinks in the 1500. So for Tim Prince to skate this well on a slower rink is I think very promising for his season. And then another person that really stood out was Pien Smit. I don't really know Pien Smit, and but it's very promising. She crushed the 500 and the 1,000 meter by the women, and way ahead of everybody else. So that's going to be an exciting one to watch this weekend at the championship, together with Anna Boersma, who
that's a new name to me as well.
Yeah, also was very fast this season already, 6th in the world right now, 37.6.
Oh.
Yeah, so those are going to be exciting in the women's sprint this weekend.
Yeah,
Dutch championship.
It's I mean, it's always hard to qualify for the Dutch, but it seems like this year it might be even tighter than we've seen, or even harder than some of the other years.
Like you always see in Olympic season, huh? Yeah.
Where most Dutch skaters probably care more about their 2 qualification events than
the World
basically anyways.
Yeah. It's Dutch qualifications and World Championship or Olympic Games.
Yeah, that's true. There's one person that comes to mind when we talk about the Dutch qualification race here coming up is Patrick Roost. I think if you look up on speedskatingresults.com who's done well this season so far, what are the names that have the best 5Ks, the best 10Ks, you're gonna find all the usual suspects in the top 10 with that person missing, Patrick Roost.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, like we realized he's not qualified for the Dutch trials yet. He did fix that. He skated
on the same ISO Cup, yeah.
Yeah, did it the tough way, but he made it.
We're gonna see him skate.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess we're gonna find out in a couple of days. But that is an exciting one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a name that I wrote down too in what to watch for this season, because it's he's had such a poor last season, and then in the start of this season he was very up and down.
Yeah.
Medium down.
Yeah. Again, we're talking for the Patrick Roost that has skated a 602, a 335.
Yeah, we set high expectations. So he didn't really have any big ups this year, but he had some decent races. So let's see if he can build on that, and maybe show us the Patrick Roost of old at the championship in his TL, because he's always really fast there. That
is true. That's the thing we know from almost all the Dutch skaters. They do really know how to skate TL, and TL can be a little tricky, but it's definitely. I'm not sure exactly why, but a home skater favorizing ice in a bag.
It's a very interesting topic, I think, the TL, because we've also decided to go early there for World Cup 3. Because it's a weird oval to get used to. You seem to be able to go really fast, but a lot of us are not able to extract that or something. Yeah.
Which again, like, it's probably the lowest rank in the world, a meter or two under sea level. It should be not as tricky as other altitude places and bad ice, different ice. It's not. It's a fast rink, but yet it's a bit different.
There's something different.
Yeah, especially this year with the one and only 10K that's also the Olympic qualifier.
Very important race.
It's a good day to be there a little ahead of time.
Definitely.
The women's distance skaters, I don't think we've seen any crazy results yet. I do think Ragnar Wiklund skated a very impressive 3K up in Stavanger. We do think they had pretty good conditions. I mean, there were some fast times. Sander broke the track record, Sven Kramer's previous track record, by 5 seconds. But that is the one time, like Ragnar's time is the one that stands out to me.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing about trying to make sense of these early season performances, right? Because like they're all across the world, they're all at different rinks. It's hard to keep track of, and it's hard to make sense.
There's so many factors to play into, kind of like what's the humidity, what's the temperature, and then even like I know it's pretty easy. Like, oh, this is super high altitude, that's a little lower, that's sea level. But then you have things like, was it in a quad? Was it not in a quad? I feel like Calgary, we race a lot of races in quads. That should give us some extra time. But then Salt Lake is higher altitude. Calgary's ice also tends to be a little soft sometimes. Whereas Heerenveen, the ice is never soft. But then other factors may play in.
That's what's going to make World Cup 1 really exciting.
Yeah. I think one thing that we can easily compare that with is skaters skating the same place, the same distance, the same day. And Jordan Stultz did not win US trials.
the 500 meter. He got beat twice by two different people. Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy for a person that had 20 World Cups in a row without losing a gold.
Yeah. He did already do a 142.2 in Milwaukee this season.
He's not unfit.
He's not unfit. He still won the 1,000 and the 1,500, and I would say the 107.00 is pretty good, but it's still also a name that I had in my head of like, let's watch what Jordan Stoltz is going to do, and is he going to be as dominant as we've grown used to?
Yeah, I think Jordan's a great guy, so I hope the best for him. I do think it's great for the sport though that he ended last season by not winning.
Nope.
After so many, not just consecutive World Cups where he won, but every distance he participated in, he would win. That he got beat in all of his 3 distances makes it much more exciting going into Olympic season, where the more people that have a high level close to each other, the better it is.
Yeah. And about Jordan Stoltz not winning, Joep Wennemars, who did win.
That's true.
He set the fastest 1,000 meter time this season of all the Dutch people this season. So is he gonna be the one that continues that form, and is he gonna grow and be the man to beat on the 1,000 meter this season? Is what I'm wondering, and that's also Joep is someone that I'm really looking forward to watch this weekend.
That'll be exciting. He definitely has the genetics.
That was a beautiful moment seeing Erwin Wennemars in the infield after that race.
Sure. In Poland, we had something pretty interesting happening. A lot of the titles there were kind of like predetermined. I think Damian Surik was the big favorite for the Polish Championships and World Cup qualifier in sprints. He took the titles there. For long distance, I think we've seen that Simi Rooney is the man to beat in Poland. He also got some wins. A skater that I didn't expect to participate even, if you had asked me a few months ago, was Natalia Czerwonka. She's been in the top field, the A group, Olympic medalist for the last decade and a half, I think. She won their 1,000 meter. Ahead of some big names.
How long has she been gone?
She has been gone for multiple years, not racing internationally. And it's not that she's been training, or at least she has been pretty busy with other things. She got injured. She started her own skating academy, so basically a Polish Sven Kramer academy, and apparently she still knows how to skate.
She really taught herself too.
Yeah, that's true. Coaching also teaches you a thing.
Still got it. That's impressive after being away for a couple of years. Yeah.
So as to a Polish sprint squad that is like kind of consistently medaling in the team sprint. So it's not easy winning their trials, their championships.
No, definitely. Talk some more about the 1,000 meter. Fast times of the season, 4th fast of the season. Beatrice Lamarche.
True.
Won the Canadian Championship by a mile.
Yeah.
Doing also a 1:14. It's 4th in the world right now. And we saw her make a very big jump last year. I think getting into the A group every now and then in the World Cups. It looks like she might be competing high up in the A group this season if she continues this form. We also saw her win the 500 meter and get a podium on the 1500 meter. So she looks to be in great form as well.
Fast and fit. If you can get good skating in all 3.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. And also I think especially for skaters that skate 1,000 but they're like towards the faster end in the first part of the race, you don't generally get good pairs at smaller competitions. Like she'll be paired with say Ivani or other skaters that won't match her in the beginning, where now she's going to be in a World Cup where based on that season best she'll be paired with maybe Femke or Brittany Bowe.
She might be very late in the race.
So it's almost like a pre-race seeding kind of these smaller national races.
Yeah, and then also at the Canadian Championship we had Cedric Brunet. Incredible 500 meter 34.3.
Yeah.
Fastest in the world right now, together with Neil Lobb.
So we have Stack Stoppelmore, Neil Lobb, and Cedric Brunet in the that those are the top 3 guys right now
Yes.
on paper.
That's very interesting.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So is the 500 meter going to look different this season? What do you think?
Yeah. Give us your best guesses. Do you think these are like a 1 day get up? But no, we're talking 3 skaters that, at least in that event, have, I think, spent the majority of the last few years in the B group.
Yeah. And Cedric Brunet, by the way, also entered a very small group of people that opened in the 15 on 1,000 meter.
True. 1599. Yeah, I saw that.
Meter, he was like a rocket. And then he was one of the people skating under 109 at the Canadian Championship in the 1,000 meter, which were 12.
Wow.
And that is a record. It's the most people under 109 in a national competition ever.
In any country?
Yeah.
I guess so. Wow. That is also a crazy fact.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you skate a 108 and you're nowhere near the team. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of talent in the 1,000 meter in Canada, but there's not really any medal contenders. Our winner was a 107.4 in Calgary, Connor Howe. Yeah, we know that he's more of a 1,500 meter skater, and he doesn't quite have the speed to compete with the best in the 1,000 meters. But maybe for the future?
Could be. This is an interesting thing. I feel like we see this with multiple countries where it's like such a packed, high level field, but you don't have those really the winners.
Yeah.
And I thought about it the same watching the Japanese trials. Not the 500, they're good in those. Shinhama barely made the top 5, so they definitely have a high level. But for the 1,000 meters, it is kind of as if you do not see them. Those are not the ones we expect to win gold at the World Cups. But yet the amount of people that can skate under 11 at sea levels could probably be 100. The ISU constantly makes new paragraphs. Most of them are not super essential for you as a viewer or for us as skaters. It's mostly just your neck guard has to be a little higher, so you gotta buy a new suit. But this year, there are actually some sort of interesting ones. The first one is increased prize money. We don't know to what extent. The second one is prize money for world records. And then they are gonna give us unlimited amount of sponsors, but limited amount of sponsorship surface on the suits. And they are introducing an elimination race at first as a test event. But the idea is, and this is what it says in the ISU paragraph, to review it, and if successful, we're gonna do elimination races.
Ooh, you've done your homework.
I did my homework.
I did not know about this elimination race.
It's gonna be inline skating.
Do you know anything about it? How long is it gonna be?
Yes. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I imagine that's one of the things they'll test out. They did have a few legit test races in Heerenveen where they really did test it out. I think it's going to be somewhat close to the distance we skate in the mass starts. The idea is kind of stolen from inline skating. So an elimination race is you have X amount of laps, and then every lap the last person is out until there is either 3 or 5 skaters left, and then they go for 2 laps, and whoever gets first gets first. So it's basically an opposite of a point race. The races they're trying to implement, or the ISU will review and then maybe implement, it's 2 skaters every 2 laps. So instead of hawking for the finish line, you're gonna try and squeeze your heels a little forward. I think it's gonna be interesting for the viewers. I do think it's gonna be a little cray-cray. It's gonna go wild. From inline skating, there's a lot of fighting. If you see the women's mass start already, it's not like they're not fighting already. So I think
if you're in the front of the pack, you're gonna see a little bit of a point, right?
Yeah.
And then in the back of the pack, you're gonna see.
That's true.
6 wide,
right.
trying to be not last.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, because the whole the race kind of forces the pack to get squeezed
Yeah.
in. You don't want to be in the back, but you don't want to skate 7 kilometers in the front either. So how do you? That one's gonna be interesting.
Yes, yeah.
The other one, I think, better higher prize money.
It was about time.
Yes. What was it? Petter Kongshaug. Shout out to Petter. Also a previous guest on the show. Watch that video. He definitely spoke up about it a couple of times. How? What was it? The prize money hasn't been changed for 30 years or something.
I
It's
believe
like a
that
super long number.
it's always been the same as far as I know.
Yeah. Groceries did not get cheaper. Inflation
Also didn't stay the same, I tell you.
No, that's for sure. So I appreciate that. I mean, I think I obviously know our sport does not have as many viewers as figure skating, but I do think we should get somewhat closer to.
Yeah, and it's nice they have a little award for a world record now. It's
Yeah.
like, for me, having skated 2 world records in my career and having nothing to show for it, it's a bit sad.
You got a little plate on the wall in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
10 grand.
Temporarily.
Yeah. 10 grand would have been nicer. Those are the world record awards, $10,000 US dollars. So that is, yeah, I agree. If you've gone faster than any person ever in history, there should be a little.
That's pretty
reward.
cool,
Yeah,
right? Like to me, that feels that
Yeah.
is pretty cool. Yeah.
And I also think I can't tell who won World Cup 3 2 years ago. I can tell that you broke a world record.
No, exactly. It's races. Those
it's more
races you
historical.
remember those races. Yeah.
And we talked about it before. I had even our coach Bart on the show and Johan David, where they talked about how do we make skaters care a little more about not just Olympic and World Championships. I mean, you put $10,000 on the line for skating skating world record. It's
and it's a benchmark. It's the world record is even like we talk about it in training. Like that's what kind of lap times you have to do to skate a world record, and then that's what you're gonna chase in training, or maybe you're gonna go a little bit harder than that, or it's an important benchmark.
Yeah, they're epic. I remember entering the sport. I didn't for sure not know who was the reigning Olympic champion in the 500 meter, but I knew Jeremy Wotherspoon had skated the 34.03. So world records are that's what makes the sport.
They're a big deal.
Yeah. We are going to touch short track for a little second here. This is the global skating network. We want to touch all 3 sports or disciplines: short track, long track, and inline. Obviously, we're a little more invested in the long track. We're not going to hide that fact.
I have very small history in short track.
Which is a shame.
Very small.
But Canada is killing it. I think 2 names will stand out: William Danjanu and Courtney Saroux. They've been stacking up medals. They're the favorites for the Olympics. They're definitely the favorite for the Crystal Globe Oval winner.
Comfortably leading, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see how much of that was the home ice advantage and how much is just being best skaters in the world right now. On a sad note, Ariana Fontana did not skate the first short track World Cup. She's been injured. I think a lot of us, even just for the sport of skating, it would be great to see her race in Italy. She started her Olympic career also in Italy in 2006. She has more medals than any other Winter Olympian. I mean,
someone with a career that big and a personality like that, you want to see them in the race. They make the sport exciting.
Yeah, so fingers crossed that she'll get better soon, and if not ready for the next World Cups, ready for Milano Cortina. Inline skating has really been all about 2 races this summer: the World Championships, and more importantly to a lot of skaters, the World Games, which is, if you're not familiar with the World Games, is kind of like the Olympics if your sport is not in the Olympics. And it is also the chance that a sport gets to kind of show the Olympic Committee, we're here, it's a cool sport, please make us Olympic. Inline skating has had that opportunity many times, and I mean, I think inline skating should be in the Olympics. It's a fantastic sport. I'm very biased growing up in inlines, but I do think it was a little sad here at the World Games. I want to hear your take on this, that each country can enter 1 skater and there can only be 15 skaters in each race. And those spots are entirely based on a World Championships that was skated more than a whole year ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not a regulation you should be making, in my opinion, but I haven't followed the inline skating. I do a little bit of inline skating for training, but that's about my inline involvement. But like, think about how that would translate to long track speed skating. I would say like you would be missing out on so many good skaters that you want to see perform.
For sure. Yeah. And on top of that, the skaters that are entered in one, say, sprint event, that has to be the one single skater entered for all the sprint events. So if you like take that on to ice skating or long track, that would mean you as a country can choose one athlete to represent you in the 500, 1,000 and 1,500.
Yeah, I know there are like countries like France and Italy, Colombia, they have definitely more than one really good inline skater. And
so that is definitely a shame. And if we did this in long track, you would have, so many skaters that some of the best 500 meter skaters in the world cannot skate a 1,500 and the other way around. So I hope that's a thing that can change. So at these main events, we're already a little upset that the I don't know if it's the ISU or the IOC that keeps taking athletes out of the 10K.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. So it's of course like at a World Championship or at the Olympics. Like winning a medal is a big deal, even if it's not a gold medal.
Yeah.
And if one country has the 3 best skaters, that means that you're taking a medal from somebody if you don't let them race.
Yeah. So for context, at the Olympics, every country, if the skater is good enough to qualify, can have 3 spots, except for the 5,000 meter women and the 10,000 meter men, where each country can, regardless of how well they do, they can win the World Cups, get second and third. They only get.
But not only that, also there's only 12 entries.
Also that,
and there is more than 12.
Yeah.
I would argue there might be more than 12 people that have a shot at a podium.
Agreed. Yeah. Which history has proven. We've seen World Cups. Some of them may have skated in the B group, but we've seen World Cups where a skater that I don't think either of us would have ranked in the top 12 the morning of that race.
Yeah, especially at the Olympics.
Yeah.
You always see like crazy surprises.
And especially in the 10K.
For the bronze medal, we've seen some crazy surprises. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, it's the least predictable, or it's the biggest hit or miss race.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are going to go all in on it, and you know what lap times it'll take, but it's also a race where, a 1,500 meter you go all out and then maybe you die a little at the end. But a 10K, you can really be on it and you can really not be on it, but you don't know until there are 5 laps left.
Yeah, it's where those, like what we talked about earlier, those little differences in the technique with speed skating, where it like that is gonna go through, and the longer the race is, like if you in a 5 kilometer, that is 12 laps, and if you get it just right, that's a couple tenths every lap, and that's a lot of tenths in the race. In a 10K, it's like multiple.
But
exponentially better.
Just a great example here. I remember from the Pyeongchang Olympics, I think the whole world saw it mostly as a Sven thing, and then maybe Bergsman could be an underdog for, right?
Definitely in there, yeah.
How many people out there expected Nicola Tumolero to medal 3 weeks before, or 3 months before that race?
Yeah.
When the 10K qualification was there.
Yeah, see, like, he got in there, but like I think like we would rank him barely in the top 12.
Yeah.
So it's definitely possible someone that doesn't make it to the Olympics.
Yeah, could have medal, yeah. So this is the case for inline skating. To some extent, the case for long track. That goes to say we're unhappy ISU or IOC. So please change that within the next couple of months.
I'm laughing, but I'm serious.
Yes. The last season we made last year, we dived into the topic of skating with or without a helmet for individual time trials. We wear helmets for masters. We wear helmets for team shoots. We saw a couple of skaters, this guy included, racing with helmets for individual time trials, and it happened kind of throughout the season. From my point of view, I noticed you skating with a helmet in Heerenveen, I think. Giotto and Ricardo Lorello, where you seem to do pretty results kind of on the same level from the weeks before and after. Ricardo Lorello all of a sudden was top 5 of the best skaters in the world, and Davide Giotto had maybe the worst race in a couple of years. So where are we at with the helmets? What do you say?
There is a little bit of an aspect, of a mental aspect to it. It is different to wear the helmet. The sounds are different, and you have a little bit a cocoon around you, and there's a barrier between you and the outside world. And this is what I've heard too, is that Lorello really benefited from that, and he couldn't really figure out how to race his races and how to stay focused in his races, how to deal with the pain and all that, and it got easier for him with the helmet. Like Giotto, he got really hot, I think. What I heard, he just generally hated it. For me myself, I was I kind of liked it, racing with the helmet. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think I did that for safety? Could I convince you I did that for safety?
Good enough. I don't think safety is the main thing here. I don't think we see a lot of head injuries in individual time trials. I also don't think we see any skaters worried for that reason. I think the things that like come into kind of play, or for skaters to choose to race with a helmet or without, obviously they're the Rudy project. The Rudy, we're not sponsored by Rudy Project, but that is the one helmet to wear. The ISU has been very strict that they can't have a kind of aerodynamic advantage, and then for some reason they let the Rudy Project helmets kind of slip, and that one is so much more aerodynamic than the other helmets that one could possibly choose.
Yeah, it's exactly that. I think that if you have like the small helmet, it might fit just within the rules, but then I think it was the Italians that made an argument for it that like, well, it's not fair if you can have the small but not the large. If the small,
yeah, that's true.
Absolutely like fair, you know. Yeah. So the ISU made an exception for that helmet.
True.
Yeah. I think the other issue is that they need a specific like safety like seal.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to get a specific helmet made within the rules of the ISU that also has this safety seal. So right now, like the clear winner is.
Yeah, it's the one I got through all the guidelines.
Yeah.
It is heavier. It's about 340 to 370 grams, depending on the size. It's warmer. I think if you talk to experts from the cycling world, they would point that out as the biggest drawback to wearing a helmet. And then we talked about it many times. Like it depends a lot. It's not, you can't go into a wind tunnel and just be like that. It's the way you would on the bike, because we go sideways, we move sideways even when we go straight. So like that's the thing I think you mentioned before, like Lorella's position is so deep down kind of that the helmet just floats into his back.
Yeah, you can see it fits really nicely. Like the point of the helmet, it touches his back.
Yeah.
For example, when you like, for me that's a little bit the same. But when you were wearing the helmet, it was like floating up in the air somewhere. It's just not gonna be good.
Yeah. And I do think that's a bit the case for Giotto as well. His upper body is kind of more round and higher, so I could see him maybe be a little more of my straight gear.
Yeah, but that would not have been the reason why he didn't like it, I don't think.
That's true. He was not pleased though. The trivia question for this episode: the winner out there will win a pair of Viking bike shoes, cycling shoes. It's a pretty cool prize.
Can I win them?
Ted can definitely be in this competition. You do have to answer the trivia question correctly though. So I don't know if I wrote the answer here, but you're not going to see it. You got to guess. So obviously you're going to have to write your size. What size of Viking cycling shoes you would want, and color, white or black, as you comment on this video. The trivia question is, we saw Matadej Gilic break the world record officially. He broke Eskil Ervik's world record that was set 20 years ago, also in Salt Lake City. How many people since then have gone under the official world record that Eskil Ervik set? We mentioned a couple of them in this video: Ted-Jan Bloemen, Matadej Gilic. But in total, how many people have skated under Eskil Ervik's world record in the 3K?
Does Sven Kramer count?
Yes.
Because he did it within a 5K.
Oh wow. That's impressive in its own. I don't think that counts.
That doesn't count?
No.
Okay.
But he is also on the list of people that skated under that time. So that makes 3.
Okay, do you want me do you say my answer? I don't know if I got it, but I don't want to give away the answer maybe. What do you think?
You can give your answer and then I will not tell you if it's correct.
Okay. I'm gonna go with...
I'll see if I can name
5 total. People. 5 people. More than 5 times.
Yeah, it's the amount of people, not the amount of times.
Some people might have done it more times.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
5 different skaters.
5 different skaters. Might be on the low side.
How many skaters have skated under Eskil Ervik's official world record, 337? Ending this episode, we are looking forward to see all the skaters out there. We're just going to give you a couple of our predictions, what we think will be interesting. There's also a new team in town that we probably should mention when we talk about what skaters can do good if that clicks.
You're talking about the new team in the Netherlands. They have a lot of commercial teams, and there's another one. Team Staan CTS Group. They have 16 skaters. The team was started by Ian Steen, and they've got Hein Ottespeer on board as a second coach, assistant coach, second head coach. I'm not sure, but Hein Ottespeer is an important role in the team, and we know how it feels to start something new and be part of it from the start, and how much energy that gives, and how motivating that is. And I'm hearing some very positive messages from the skaters, and I can really understand that, because I can really relate with that, because we did the same thing this year, hey?
Yeah, that's true. And I do think it has some value. Like, that's how I felt. That it's not, unlike a national team where if you reach this level, you're on it. Unlike, say, a commercial team where it's like a whole agreement, like you get this money or this whatever to be on the team. This team also started without sponsors, without anything, just a training group. A little like ours, where we're just in this training group because we like to train with each other, we like the coach, and that has a motivating effect. But I also think it has, just increased the quality of the work people do.
Yeah, you have a bit of stake in it too.
Yeah, that's true.
From the very start, it was basically the two of us.
Yeah, doing a lot of pride.
I really wanted to have Bart back, and we talked about that, and I spoke with Bart, and Bart agreed to train me for one more for me it was one more season, because this is going to be my final shot at the Olympic medal, and Bart was like, if you want to go all in for that, I want to be your coach. And then right away I was on the phone with Victor, are you in? And this was our start, and now we have 10 skaters on board, and it really we kind of just as 10 skaters we hired Bart together to be our coach, so we feel like we have a stake in the team, and we want to make it a success, and we're already looking forward a little bit also to the next seasons, and how we're gonna grow this team to be something more professional. Yeah,
Ted's gonna be our Hein Ottespeer. Hopefully he'll stay fit and fast so he can lead out some laps even when he's won his gold.
We don't know yet, but he can dream.
Alright.
We done?
We're done.
We're done.
Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for becoming a part of GSSN.
GSSN.
Share it with all your skater friends. Comment whatever you have in mind. Guess how many people went faster than Eskil. And what else?
It was my pleasure to be on the show. Thank you.
We're in Mexico, so we're gonna hit the beach. See ya.